paano ang panalangin ng Sister Lorraine that she entrusted her whole family, Panginoon, sa inyong mga kamay. Tuloy na yung panalangin, dakilang Diyos. Comfort them, O God. Comfort those people who are not grieving because we lost her. But we are not grieving out of sorrow, but we are grieving also out of joy because we know tinapos mo na yung paghihirap niya sa mundo na ito at binibigyan mo siya ng palibagong pagkakataong maranasan yung buong kagalangang ipinangako mo sa kanya, ang buhay na walang hanggang, buhay wala ng pagdurusa, wala ng pag-iyak, wala ng pagtangis, kundi ang kasiyahan na minimiti na one day ay ang kanyang pananampalataya patuloy na mabuhay, Panginoon, sa kanyang asawa at sa kanyang mga nakalawas, O God, to really understand all these things out of faith, even though sometimes it's difficult for the family. Ang aming panalangin ay, alam po namin nakilang Diyos. Nagawa niya na yung dapat niyang gawin according to your purpose.
Yes,
and
Lord.
the angels are now rejoicing, Panginoon, pagkat siya yung kasama. Kaya naman, alawas, O God, to rejoice also. Even though we are hurting, O God, we are grieving. Pagkat makakamiss po, Panginoon, ang kanyang buhay. Ang dalangin po namin, all these people na hindi po niya, Panginoon, dinala niya sa iyong harapan. All those people testify, Panginoon, that a certain lady who's dying out of sickness, declared to die in 6 months, na buhay na mahaba pa panahon, ng 2 taon, reaching these people so that these people can testify about her faith, glorifying your name. Kaya nasa namin ito sa mga ni Jesus.
Amen.
Let us hear a short message before po natin mapakinggan ang ating mensahe sa araw nito. This is a testimony of one of our sister who belongs to Christ Mission Fellowship. Paano tayo bilang? Paano tayo pinatilan?
Involved in a business that helped me earn for a living. But eventually, I used up my money for drinking and partying. Not able to pay for my monthly dues, I sold myself for sex. I despised myself and looked at myself as nothing more than a sex object. I wanted to change, but I didn't know how. And as a child, I was provided with everything that I needed and wanted. In 1997, when I was 5, my mother was granted a visa and migrated to the US for work. As a child, I was provided with everything that I needed and wanted. In 1997, when I was 5, my mother was granted a visa and migrated to the US for work. I thought I was going to come along with her, but during the interview, I was shocked to hear that I was not her real daughter. She then told me that she was actually my lola and that my sister was actually my mother. She explained that they had done this to keep me from my father. I was devastated. Then, when I was 9, I was molested repeatedly by a close family friend. I felt hatred in my heart because no one was there to protect me. I never told anyone about what happened to me because of fear. It became my dark secret. In 2002, my dad became more visible. He expressed that he wanted to face our family and win my mom's heart again. Eventually, they got married. I thought that having them both back in my life would finally fill the void in my heart, but things didn't turn out that way. During high school, I got involved with several guys without my parents' approval. I deliberately disobeyed my parents and I lost their trust. Nevertheless, I enjoyed the thrill of having men in my life because I felt it filled what was missing in me. In 2008, my parents separated. Everything was falling apart. I felt so empty, broken, and hopeless. At that time, I attempted suicide for 5 times. I began hanging out with bad friends, getting drunk, smoking, and continued having a relationship with different guys. I felt my life had no meaning and I saw myself as worthless and I had no peace. Because of the chaos and confusion in our family, I decided to run away from my parents and live on my own. I got involved in a business that helped me earn for a living, But eventually, I used up my money for drinking and partying. Not able to pay for my monthly dues, I sold myself for sex. I despised myself and looked at myself as nothing more than a sex object. I wanted to change, but I didn't know how. I was tired of how I was living my life. One night, I prayed to God and begged Him to rescue me. At that time, when there was nowhere for me to go, I decided to give my life to God. In His grace and mercy, He heard my cry. Through my mom's sister, I was able to reconcile with my lola and mom and move back to them. God did not only rescue me out of the pit, but He also began working in my heart. I was invited to attend a seminar in CCF Alabang where I truly understood the gospel and accepted Jesus Christ as my personal Lord and Savior. I attended J-Zone, now Elevate, where I really grew closer to God and was plugged into a youth that nurtured me spiritually. In 2013, I accepted His call to be a campus missionary. The group I ministered to grew from 12 to 200 students. As God has promised, He is causing all things to work together for the good in my life. He redeemed my dark past and used it as a tool for me to connect with people, especially with young women who are hurting and who also need Jesus in their life. Just this year, I began to have a renewed relationship with my dad. I was able to confess to him my dark secret and ask for his forgiveness. Now, I am seeing God's work in my dad's heart. He is actively serving in a ministry and growing in a degree. Indeed, nothing is too messy or too broken for God to use and restore. My name is Freya Sugay. I was once in darkness, but now I have seen the light. To God be the glory.
Jumpstart your spiritual journey by joining us.
Salamat po sa Panginoon sa kanyang buhay. At napakaiksi na niyang testimony, subalit napakalaki ng impact ng kanyang buhay. Makikita natin na ang kanyang buhay sa pasimula kung hindi natin nakikita ang kinabukasan ng buhay na ito. Kung hindi natin narinig ngayon ito at kilala natin siya noon, ang sasabihin natin ang kanyang buhay ay walang kwenta o walang halaga sa dami ng mga problema ang dinaanan niya bilang isang teenager. Subalit, napakaraming story sa Bible na kung saan we are rejoicing right now for this particular lady. Bakit? Kasi ang kanyang buhay na para bang walang halaga, walang talo, walang pagkapanalo, walang kabuluhan, ay naging isang katagumpayan. And who knows what will happen into your life. Minsan kasi nakatingin tayo lamang doon sa sitwasyon ng buhay natin ngayon, ng gulo, katulad ng buhay ni Sir Ray, maraming tao nag-aano sa kanya, nag-aakbis, bitawan mo na yung faith mo, but until the last breath, sabi niya, Pastor, when I visited her last time, I prayed for her and sabi niya, I have the faith na papagalingin ng Panginoon, but still, I am ready kung kunin man ang Panginoon. Hindi siya bumitaw. Sa maraming tao, it's a loss. Kasi nawala siya sa kanyang pamilya. But maraming pagkakataon ng mga taong inaalis sa atin ng Panginoon, especially in our family, they are the ones God is using enable for us to see Christ. Nagmamanifest yung pananampalataya ng taong nawala, na mahal natin sa buhay, dahil ito nagiging paraan ng Diyos upang ang ating mga mahal sa buhay ay magkaroon ng katagumpayan, makita ang pananampalatayang ipinamuhay natin hanggang sa dulo ng ating hininga. Napakasarap isipin. Hindi lahat ng tao mayroong pagkakataong malaman kung kailan siya papawi, kung kailan siya mawawala ng buhay. Kaya naman, napakagandang pagkakataon kung alam mo kung kailan ka mamamatay. Kasi you have a chance to do everything that you want to do. Good things, not only for you, not only for your family, but also for the Lord. Sister Lorraine dedicated her life. Kahit saan, kahit anong gawin niya, ang puso niya lang ay to share the gospel and these people to receive Christ sa kanyang patotoo. Sa ospital, marami siyang napatanggap. Sa bahay niya, marami siyang napatanggap sa Panginoon because she dedicated her life. And when you dedicated your life to God, you are not living in sin, you are not living in displeasing God, but you have dedicated your life to God. Maraming tao tumitingin yung kanyang buhay ay talo sapagkat maaga siyang binawian ng buhay. So balik sa mata ng mga tao meron pa ng palataya sa Diyos, maging sa mata mismo ni Sister Lorraine, yung kanyang trials ay naging triumph ng kanyang buhay. Maraming pagkakataon, even the Christ cross. Sabi nga maraming ang tao, tinitingnan ang krus ni Kristo, ang kamatayan ni Kristo ay pagkatalo sapagkat namatay siya. Pero hindi na alam, in the eyes of God, Christ won the battle. The battle against spirituality, the battle against death. Kapatid, ang tanong ko ngayon, ano ang iyong ano ang pakikibaka mo ngayon sa buhay? Anong trials meron ka sa buhay? At ano ang ginagawa mo sa trials na ito? Are you winning your trials in life right now? We have so many trials na pwede nating harapin sa buhay natin. It could be personal, it could be relational, it could be spiritual, it could be physical, it could be emotional. Pero ang lahat ng bagay nito, kung ikaw ay nasa Kristo, ay mayroong katagumpayan. Instead of being a victims, we can become a victors. Our text for today is a continuation of our study, the book of James. At ang ating text ngayon ay makikita na